Hello there. Welcome to the Word Cafe podcast. This podcast has been designed with created content that centers on the power of words. Can we really do anything without speaking? Can we really do anything without the agency of words? Yes, that is what this podcast is all about. And I am your host, Amakri Isowe, your neighborhood word trader. I believe in the power of words, for it is the unit of creation. I trade in words to profit my world. Hi there. How are you doing? Okay. I would say it's been a while, even though you heard my voice some couple of days ago. How are you all doing? Okay, before we do anything, you know how we do it. Each time we come here, I have to start it with that. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good everything. How are you all doing? What's it like at your end? Beautiful, the summer gradually is, should I say, winding up, and we're getting to that phase globally. A lot has been happening in the economy, in practically all the spheres, of our existence. But we have life is a gift given to us, and we are privileged to be here and having so much fun, and at the same time, a lot of reflecting, thinking, processing, going through a lot. Yes, but welcome to the Word Cafe podcast. Word Cafe, this is the space, how we say it, where we come in to lean on one another's experience to forge a positive path. We choose to see the positive things of life. We choose to depend, yes, on God's leading and, work that path by His grace. So today, what are we going to be doing? Yes, as usual, we don't just come in here for the purpose of just talking and all of that. We always come in with something, we have something to share. We have something to give, a piece of us, more or less, like you take a piece. And you know what that means? You weave your reality. Yes. So today, I'll love to talk about friendship. Yes, friendship. Friendship. What is friendship? We all somehow have a friend, or we've been friendly, or we are friendly in one way or the other. But there's this person, or there are these people. Each time we look at the progress in our lives, we can but mention them. We can't but just pinpoint and say, this person has been with me, and I am grateful to God for having this person come into my life. And again, somehow, whenever things want to happen to us, yes, be it the positive or the negative, as it were, there's always this personality thing involved with it. Yes, personality, a friend, or quote and unquote a foe. But let's not focus on the foe now. But friendship, it's amazing. I look at my children when they relate. I see that sometimes I try to understand their relationship. Yes, they are biologically they are from, same parents, but sometimes I look at them, how they relate. To see this thing, like it transcends beyond from the same mother, the same father, like you want to call it, the biology, more or less. But you see this thing, they relate like a friend. They relate like a friend. I don't want to look at it from the textbook definition now, because we somehow are should I say, involved in one form of relationship or the other, and these relationships tend to like create a channel that brings things into our lives, and we are grateful for. There's a story, yes, I want to talk about to buttress this topic or this discourse on friendship, and that is a story behind the sound of silence. That song, a good number of us know that song, Hello Darkness, My Dear Friend. Yes, there's that sound of silence, that song. The first time I heard it, as a teenager, not a teenager, a child, because I grew up in the midst of adults that listen to music a lot. And I was like, the sound of silence, like, what do you call that in English now? Sound is meant to be loud, a disturbance or something, but how can sound be silent? And so I came upon the story behind that song, and I'm going to go through it with us, pointing to the power of friendship. The Sound of Silence is a song. It was released in 1965 by Simon and Garfunkel. We know that name, Paul Simon, Graceland. That became a smash hit worldwide, making it to the top 10 list in the US, the UK, Australia, Germany, the Netherlands, and Japan. And in 2012, the song was added to National Recording Registry in the Library of Congress for being culturally important. Created by Art Garfunkel and Paul Simon, the song has an interesting story behind it, one that concerns Art Garfunkel and his close friend, Sanford Greenberg. You see, it was born out of friendship. So let's get into the gist now. According to Greenberg, the song was a tribute to his strong bond with Garfunkel and the latter's sacrifice, which ended up providing comfort for Greenberg when he lost his sight. Greenberg and Garfunkel met in their first week, at Columbia University. It was Garfunkel who initiated the contact, coming over to say hi. Soon the two became, roommates, and found that they shared a common interest in music and poetry. The two young men made a pact to always be there for each other when faced with trouble. You see how friendship grows? I see something in you that speaks to me. You see something in me that speaks to you. There's this mutual, should I say, feeling. So just months later, Greenberg lost his sight. He was watching a baseball game when he experienced his vision becoming cloudy. As such, the young man dropped out of college. Yes. So psychologically, he was intensely depressed. Greenberg stopped talking to people and isolated himself. It was then the Garfunkel came to him and talked, like, Greenberg, what's up? He talked him into going back to Columbia, as in back to school, after much insistence from his friend. Greenberg agreed and, enrolled in the university once more. In college, Greenberg was completely dependent on his friend. And Garfunkel changed his life at the university to accommodate his blind friend, helping him to walk to class, tending to his wounds, working together in the city, filling out forms for him, and so on. Garfunkel called himself Darkness. That's in quote now. And he was around Greenberg, a sight of empathy towards his friend. One day, Garfunkel told his friend at Grand Central Station that he had to immediately leave on assignment. Suddenly, Greenberg was left alone in the crowd, completely terrified and not knowing what to do. He somehow managed to get back to the university, bumping into people and things. Greenberg calls it the worst couple of hours in my life. At the university, Greenberg bumped into a man who apologized to him. He recognized the voice. It was his friend who had just left a few hours back for an urgent assignment. In fact, Garfunkel had never left Greenberg's side. He merely lied about it and followed his friend all the way back to the university. Garfunkel wanted Greenberg to realize that he would only be independent when he was truly in charge of his life. It worked, and Greenberg became more confident about relying on himself. The two friends, graduated from college and went their separate ways. Now, how did the song come about? A few years later, Greenberg received a call from Garfunkel, who wanted $400 to record an album with his musician friend, Paul Simon. Greenberg only had $404 in his bank account. They gave all the money to Garfunkel without a second thought. He felt that it was time to repay the kindness of his friend Garfunkel, what he had showed him during college. With the money, Simon and Garfunkel recorded their first album, Wednesday Morning, 3 a.m. in 1964. The album turned out to be a flop. However, one song from the album stood out, The Sound of Silence. In the following year, the song rocketed to the number one spot. Though Simon wrote the song, the lyrics to The Sound of Silence are filled with Garfunkel's compassion as darkness, Greenberg's compassion ever since he went blind. This can be seen from the song's opening lines. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I have come to talk with you again. Simon and Garfunkel went on to have huge careers. As for Greenberg, he became a successful businessman and set up a $3 million prize to find a cure for blindness. You see, that's the story behind that. But it points to one thing: friendship. Friendship. It's like his friend was there for him. That's Greenberg's friend, Garfunkel, was there for him, and that relationship grew and a song was born. That song, it's a cultural phenomenon. I mean, go look for the song, go listen to the song. It's a beautiful piece. It's a classic for all I care. It's a classic. It points to what friendship is all about. And that is what I've come today to share with us. Are you friendly? Do you have a friend? Do you have that person that somehow you connecting with that person, your strength, your virtues that you have honed over the years, over the period, positively speaking now, influences that person? And also you have that friend whose presence, whose attributes, whose qualities influences you also, and that is what life is all about. Relationships, building relationships. I've never seen anyone who made it standing all by himself or herself. Even when you look at nature, the trees relate with the sunlight, the animals relate with the trees, as per they eat, they depend on the trees, for energy, for food. And somehow we also depend on plants, depend on the animals for food. So look at that relationship. So you see that cycle going through, and that is what friendship is all about. Yes, sometimes we've had one or two experiences, and somehow within us we come to say that I will not, have such and such and such anymore. But the honest truth is, Can you really go through life without a relationship, a friend, someone that you can depend on, someone that through that individual, something good comes into your life, just like the sound of silence. There is a sound around you. Yes. Hello, darkness, my old friend. You can be a light to somebody you know. All right, guys, that's what we have on the show today for you. Whatever it is, whatever you're going through, know this for sure. You are worthy to have a friend. All right, then. You know how we say it on the show. This is the space where we come in to lean on one another's experience and forge a positive path. Till I come your way again. Bye for now. Awesome time it has been with you on the World Cafe podcast today. Thank you for being there. You can catch me up on my social media handles, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, all at Amakri Isoboye. Also, you can get copies of my books, A Cocktail of Words, The Color of Words, my HR notebook, and Hocus Focus on God on Amazon and Roving Heights online bookstores. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel at the same address at Amakri Isoboye. I love to hear from you and how this podcast has impacted you. You can leave me a message at my email address, amacrigaribaldi@gmail.com. That is AMACHREEGARIBALDI. Yes, till I come your way again. Bye for now.